Hello, everyone. How are you doing out there? And good evening to each and every one of you. To some of you out there, it may be morning time, it may be nighttime, or it may be evening time. I want to thank you for allowing me an opportunity to come before you right now. It is a pleasure and it's an honor to finally be able to share my experiences with the world. You hear the saying that people say one person at a time. For me, it is as many people at a time because I serve a mighty God who's a big God, a huge God, the author and creator of all of us. So let me tell you something. He created us all. So he got us all in the palms of his hands. And I am here as a vessel to be able to share my message of hope, inspiration, and my message of empowerment. So it's about listen up. Hear me now is what it's about. And the reason why my title is Hear Me Now is because I want each and every one of you to know that you also have a story to be able to share, an experience that you have experienced, moments in your life that you are willing to connect with other people about. Because let me tell you something, as a human being, we don't take something and we just keep it for inside for the rest of our life. We eventually share it with either our mother, our dad, or one person, our friend, or we may even speak it to God. We may speak it to someone that comes into our life, a husband, a wife, son, and daughter. But eventually we share it. And so we may share it with one person, we may share it with 20 people, we may share it with many. The beauty about what I love to do, that God has gifted me and put me in this position, and that is to be able to share it with the entire world. That's what he has guided me to be able to do, is to share it with the world, not one person at a time, but many people at a time. Amen. So my name is Mr. Reggie, and I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me the privilege. And you may be like, how is this guy talking about thanking us for allowing him the privilege and honor? Let me tell you something. With a grateful heart, things are not promised to me. Things are not guaranteed for me. Things are not entitled to me. I'm a person that realizes and come to the awareness that everything is by the grace of God, and so therefore I live and I breathe through my Lord and my Savior Jesus Christ. But at the same time, everything is not meant, designed, or make me entitled to be able to receive. So your time right now, the moments of you tuning in right now, or maybe tuning in later, I appreciate you. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to share my message with you and hope that it empowers you, that it brings you life, that you are able to flourish and thrive and rise up and to be able to be the greatest you, because that's what it's about. We were all uniquely created. We are all, listen to the key words that I'm utilizing out my mouth, all. And when I say all, I didn't say only all, including you and your family. I didn't say all only including USA. I didn't say all only. And you notice I didn't qualify when I said all. When I'm saying all, I'm saying all. That means everybody on the face of this planet. And that is my job. My job is to be able to reach and connect even the very ones that you say, nah, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to listen to him. I don't want to listen to her. I want to be able to listen to the very one that you don't want to listen to. I want to be able to sit and embrace and be able to support and be able to add an attentive ear to what they're going through, the very person that you saying that you don't want to do it for, because you may say, oh, not my family, or that's not my homie, or that's not my husband, that's not my wife. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the beauty about what I do is that I am there for you no matter how old you are, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you have been through. I am here for you because I want to listen to each and everything that you're going through right now. I want to listen to each and everything that you are going through and what you're experiencing right now. So I just want you to know that. So I thank you for allowing me this privilege. My name, like I said, is Mr. Reggie. I provide motivational speaking, life coaching, and support services. And motivational speaking, life coaching, let me tell you something. We get locked into the titles and trying to compartmentalize certain words and definitions and what they mean, but it is exactly what it says. Motivational speaker. Guess what? All of us do that. Life coaching, all of us do that. We are sharing something to somebody somewhere, whether it be our family, whether it be our schoolmates, whether it be people at our peers, people at work, whether it be, it doesn't matter. And it can be verbally, it can be text, it can be body gestures or body the dynamics. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even have to say something to open the door for somebody. You just simply reach out, you open the door. You don't have to say anything to say, hey, let me help you carry that load. So it is being able to empower and uplift someone in that moment. Because here's the beauty about it. The beauty about it is that in that moment we have the power to be able to make choices and decisions. Now we ain't talking about 10 years from now, 20 years from now. We ain't even talking about tomorrow. We're not even talking about the next hour. We talking about right here, right now, in this moment. In this moment, we have the power to be able to do things, make decisions, make choices. And so within that moment, let me tell you something, to offer something to someone, whether it may be your brother, your sister, your cousin, your mom, your dad, your neighbor, or whoever, we are providing something that we are able to help them in that moment of whatever they may be going through. And we may be doing it unconsciously, but we do it on a regular basis because as a human being, we are not 24 hours, 7 days a week, cold hearted or rotten or mean spirited. There is nobody on the face of this planet, no matter how much we want to judge who's right, who's wrong, who's bad, who's good. There is nobody on the face of this planet that's just mean spirited, just downright, just rotten 24 hours, 7 days a week from now and then and onward for the rest of their life because God equipped us and He created us to be in His image. From the time of conception to the moment that we are right now, we have been created in God's image. And God does not, He only creates masterpieces. Amen. So every one of us is a masterpiece. Okay. So with that being said, we are all are motivational speakers and life coaches. I just choose to take the title, and I'm going to tell you why I take the title. Because I am here to say I'm not with you when you say I only help my brother, my sister, my family, my husband, my wife, my cousins, my neighbor. I am helping those the very ones that you don't want to help. And I'm here to be able to help you as well. Okay, so that is the beauty of the separation, and it's about helping you to become aware, to realize that there is a bigger picture, that there is a bigger world, that there is so much out there to think about, to consider, to take in, to come to the realization that your situation is not as worse as it can be. And that's how we do it. We make our situation out to be worse. And I am not minimizing, and I am not trying to downplay anybody's experience out there. Because let me tell you something. I have experienced sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, and emotional abuse. Physical abuse in the different forms, emotional abuse in different forms, um, sexual abuse in different forms, relatives, strangers, acquaintances. I've experienced this. I've experienced people stealing my identity. I've had experiences where the supervisor was making threats to me in order to get the job done or to yield production. I had coworkers. Hold on, bear with me for 1 minute. Uh, Bear with me for 1 minute. Sorry, how come y'all didn't tell me I had it on the other way? I had a wireless speaking headphones, and what had happened was I didn't charge them up, so they died out. So I do apologize for that hiccup. But I thank you for still tuning in, and I thank you for understanding. I didn't charge it up. Those things you have to keep charged up. If you don't, it doesn't. It just goes out. So thank God that He blessed me to be able to have a backup pair. That way I'm still able to bring a message of hope and inspiration to each and every one of you. So as I was speaking, I was saying specifically that motivational speaking and life coaching and support services is what I do. So motivational coaching and life coaching, they all coincide with each other. When you are motivated, everybody does it, and that's what I'm speaking about. You don't go to college to get a degree to be a motivational speaker, life coach, or support services. You can, but you don't necessarily have to, because your personal experiences, things that you're going through, you didn't go to college to get a degree for the experience that you experienced. Did you? No, you didn't have nobody as licensed telling you, well, you need to get accredited in order to be able to share that. And let me tell you something. I was blessed to have spoke to someone today, and I'm not going to mention their names, but it was such an inspiration of how we met. We met in a convenience store slash gas station, and I just, was they was speaking and accidentally thought that I was somebody that I wasn't, and then next thing you know, by the grace of God, He allowed us to connect with each other. And it was amazing. So what I'm going to say is that within that interaction right there, we each and every one of us, it doesn't matter if you're in a retail store, if you're at a gas station, it doesn't matter where you are, we are sharing some positive vibes and messages, compliments, of whatever, to whatever degree, and to whoever it may be in that moment. We're doing that because as human beings, we are naturally inclined to want to share some positive vibes, some inspiration, to offer some hope and whatnot to those that we are around. So, like I say, there is no person on the face of this earth that's completely rotten down spirited 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, what I'm saying to you is that we have a tendency to judge. We have a tendency to compartmentalize. We have a tendency to make these divisions and separations and say, well, I don't like him because he did this, or I don't like her because she did this, or I don't want to associate with them, on and on and on and on. Where the beauty about the I Am Foundation, reach out, www.iamfoundationreachoutllc.com. The beauty about it is that when you first come into that contact page, it's going to say no judgment zone. And that is exactly what it stands for. No judgment zone. That means all your personal indifferences stays outside the door. Hello. And that is the beauty about what I do, because I want to reach, and I am reaching the very person that you don't want to reach. But back to my story about The people that I met today, it was such an inspiration to be able to just have a communication and just it's just was designed like it was meant to be at that specific time, and it was just heartwarming and moving for every one of us. So what I'm sharing with you as an example, that no matter where you may be, no matter where you may go in your life, in that moment or in this moment, we are sharing positive vibes to other people, and you just never know how much a simple word or a simple act of how much it can be uplifting, how much it can be moving, how much it can be inspiring to the next person. You just never know. And we sometimes we just do things, and we do things unconsciously at sometimes, and at the same time it impacts other people. And let me tell you something about the motivational speaking, and I want to make sure I qualify this. Motivational speaking, we are motivated as human beings every moment within our life in doing something. Now, you can qualify as what's good and what's bad. Okay. So when you qualify as what's good and what's bad, it's still underneath is there has to be some level of motivation behind that thought or that choice or that emotion or whatever the case may or that act. There has to be. I don't care if you're smoking cigarettes, if you're drinking, if you're homeless, if you're cursing somebody out, if you whatever you may be doing. I don't care. It takes an act of motivation to be able to do the very thing that you are choosing to do in this moment. Okay. But what I do is I don't get off into all that, black and white stuff. What I get off into is the fact that I want to uplift you. I want to inspire you. I want to listen to you. Active. I'm talking about actually listening to you, not you talking and I'm talking over you, or you talking and before you even finish your thought, I'm already formulating a conclusion, not listening to you and then making critiques about what you just shared, on and on and on. I want to listen. I'm talking about ask. That's I love asking questions. And some people are kind of like all put, like, why are you asking these questions? I get it. I get it. We're in a society where you got a lot of mishaps, a lot of scams or whatnot have you. But to get to know you, I don't want to assume. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I don't want to conclude that your view is the same as my view. So therefore, let me demonstrate it and take charge of your life because this is how I see it needs to go. No, 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 no. That's not how I roll. So I'm asking questions to best understand you, to be able to listen to you. So I have to, it's imperative that I listen to every word that come out of your mouth. And in the midst of that, let me tell you something. Oh my God. In the midst of that, there is so much relief. There's so much empowerment just in sharing what it is that you have to share, and what it is and how you want to share that. So these individuals, the family that I met with inside this convenience store, you know, hey, they acknowledged that they were struggling, been struggling. They try to seek out counseling, and they looking for books to try to self-help books to try to pull themselves through whatever tragedy that they going through. So we didn't have time to get off into what it specifically was. But let me tell you something, it don't matter what it was, because what it was meant in that moment is for me to Amen. Listen, listen, and just that listening, it uplifted all of us. It inspired each and every one of us. Each and every one of us departed with smiles on our face, and just a lightness within inside of ourselves, knowing that we have connected. That is the beauty. Oh, don't get me started. Hello, what you say, Mr. Reggie? I said, don't get me started, because I'm going to tell you something. A lot of us, we sometimes we get locked into only my family.
Man, I don't care about nobody else but my brother, my sister, my cousin, my mom, my dad, my son, my daughter, my cousins, my favorite uncle, my favorite aunt and niece and nephews, on and on and on. We create these divisions and we say this is our family, and no one else has the authority to trespass and for me to share anything, give anything, or connect. But let me tell you something. God has given each and every one of us with the ability and the strength and the internal spirit to connect with others. And notice the word I said, with others. I didn't say with family. I said with others. God is good. Amen. So he has gifted us to connect with others. Now we have even got so smart, as human beings, we try to find a whistle of a hole in everything that God has created. So we said, okay, Mr. Reggie, yeah, I go with that and your others. But these only my church members. They ain't family, but these the people that I go to church with. So that qualifies with others, Mr. Reggie. Yeah. What I'm gonna say is, guess what? God has created us to be able to reach out to others. Because let me tell you something: the people that you're in church with is not with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The people that are in church with you, you may only see that day. Okay, and maybe some you may see more than that day, but eventually you go out to shopping, you go do laundry, you go to your job, you go to other social events, and you meet other people, your son's girlfriend, your daughter's boyfriend, on and on and on. Guess what you just did? Those are the others too. See, you try to out slick, but God is real. So those are also the others too. So what do you do when you get to them? I'm not telling them. You mean to tell me that in that moment, you're going to purposely withhold but sharing something that can uplift, that can empower, that can motivate someone to rise up out of their condition, to look past the situation that they're in, to give them a moment of clarity and relief. You mean to tell me you going to just I ain't talking. That means you going to that person with your mouth closed and ain't saying a word. And guess what? We as human beings, God created us to be able to be communicative. So whether you cannot speak with your mouth, people got sign language. When you're not able to be able to use with your hands, we got body language. Come on now. You can whistle. And that's the thing beauty about what God does. He created, and when He created something, He made it the truth. And when you say the truth, that means the truth doesn't change for you. It don't change for me. It don't change for your mother, your descendants, and on and on. It is the same yesterday, today, and it will be tomorrow. So I'm just grateful. To be able to know that the others, especially when you choose to actively decide that, I don't care what you say, Mr. Reggie. I'm not saying nothing to them. I don't want to hear what they got to say. I'm not reaching on and on and on. And I'm saying, okay, that's your choice, but that's not for me. And that is the reason why I started the I Am Foundation Reach Out LLC, because that is what happened to me. Family then ostracize me, people that don't like me for what I say, what I look like, what I did right now, what I did yesterday, what I might do tomorrow when I even haven't done it yet. What I'm about, what I believe in, what I on and on and on. There's somebody out there. You can never satisfy every single person that you come in association with. Somebody is going to not like or judge something about you and who you are. And then we always say, well, my mom and my dad, they love me unconditionally. But now you trying to sneak. Well, I don't want to tell them that because I tell them that they're going to overreact. They're going to guess what? That's not unconditional, because unconditional is that you can say whatever, do whatever in front of them, outside of them, and knowing that they at the end of the day gonna say, I love you. I don't agree with your choices and what you've done, but hey, that's the life that you have to live. I love you. And I'm going to stand up for you and I'm going to be there for you. But I don't care what you've done, what you do, how you would do it. I love you. Ooh, God said, when your mother, your brother, your sister, your father, when they forsake you, there I am there for you. Oh man. So anyway, I'm just, oh, I'm just so filled and so grateful and just so honored to be able to share with you what is impressed upon my heart. What is going on inside me internally within my spirit, to be able to help you to see, man, that whatever you're going through, the situation that you're experiencing, the event, how it may happen, what is going on, it can be worse. And it is not the end of the road. Amen. And I'm not trying to minimize in no shape, form, or fashion whatever you may be going through. Let me tell you something. The experiences I experienced, I'm not saying, oh, yeah, let me experience that again. I'm saying, oh my God, I don't want to experience this ever again in life. Okay. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, look, the experience that I experienced, I'm here. I'm still here. I'm still here. And guess what? I'm still carrying that experience with me. So I didn't die. If I died from that experience, then I wouldn't be here. But I'm still here. So God has equipped me and has still given me the breath to breathe, to know that that wasn't the final. If it was the final, I wouldn't be here right now. So it was not the final. Now, what do I do? Do I just, you know, just take it out on everybody, or do I just take it out on myself? Or, so there's choices that we make along the way to try to navigate of how to adapt, or how to adjust, or how to navigate through what we have just experienced, what we have just witnessed, or what we past experience, or what we may presently experience, because the thing about it, as human beings, it's going to continue to evolve. Because I was abused, do I think that's going to no longer exist? It's still existing right now as we speak in this moment. Somebody out there is being abused. And I'd say that for another discussion, because I'm going to tell you the different. Matter of fact, no, I'm going to share with you right now, because let's break this down about what abuse. Because some people say, oh, I never experienced abuse before, so I can't relate with you, Mr. Reggie. Let me tell you something. One thing I love to do, I love first and foremost to educate the people, because we have a tendency to have been brought up, raised, and trained and conditioned to believe one word only means that word, or that definition only means that definition. And then we come to find out that a word can have multiple meanings and a definition can have multiple meanings as well, which means that that word that we learned for like 30 years and reinforced in our thoughts, thinking that that's the only way, come to find out, wow, I did not know that meant that as well. So let me break this down of abuse. Now, there's various abuses, and what we do in life, we categorize abuses. And what we do as human beings, we rank them. What is more important, what is more severe than the others? Guess why I started the I Am Foundation Reach Out? And within that, it's pervasive. People abuse voices everywhere, speak it out. I started that a foundation organization, and it's a movement right now. And the reason why, it's exactly what I'm finna break down for you right now. You guys, our society say, well, domestic abuse is the most severe abuse there is, so it should be number one. Child abuse is the most severe abuse, so it should be ranked number one. Sexual abuse is the most severe abuse, so we rank that number one. Domestic abuse, on and on and on. I mean, we categorize what we think abuse is more severe and more of importance. What I'm saying is all abuse is just as equally important. There's no high ranking. There's no what's important. It all is important. It all ranks the same because who are you to say to somebody that's being belittled and bullying that what you're going through is not no it's not a big deal. It's not as severe as somebody that's experienced domestic abuse. Do you know that people that are being bullied online with these social medias, bullied in school with their peers, bullied at the workplace? Do you know that these individuals out there as we speak are committing suicide? They are ending their lives because of that type of abuse that they're experiencing. And you're going to try to tell me that's no big deal. That's nothing. That's not high ranking as domestic abuse or sexual abuse or any other type of abuse. That's way at the bottom of the scale. No. If someone, only one person, takes their life because they have been bullied, threatened, intimidated, to me, that is a number one because no one deserves to be treated in that capacity. Okay. But it is happening as we speak. So that is abuse. Let me tell you something also, abuse in the workplace. And we may be like, oh, yeah, I was in working for companies where the supervisor come out and hurl threats, because before you go to your assignment, they have these little brief meetings and they gather everybody there. And then the supervisor, he hurl or she hurling threats. I catch you on your phone, you're getting moved out of here. You do this and I do that, and I'm tired of it, and I heard this, and I'm telling you, and all that. And then they want you to go out to be 100% efficient. Let me tell you something. You're not going to get no 100% efficiency out of me by making threats and stuff like that. Now, out of fear, I ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah, and then I'm gonna walk off. But when I walk off, you're not gonna yield any high productivity out of me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be like, man, I can care less about this job. I'm gonna work at my own pace, and something is going to drag me because that what you just didn't motivate me to want to excel. It made me want to just, be, just less productive. Let's put it like that. Okay, so that happens. You know what that's called? It's called verbal abuse. It's called intimidation and threats. And that's why these companies, by law, now have these HRs within their entities because one of the abuses that comes across is harassment because that's what it is. It's harassment. So we look at abuse and we categorize it to certain things, but harassment, that is abuse. Threats and intimidation, that's abuse. Yelling at somebody, putting them down, belittling them, defaming them, that is abuse. So they have these HR, human resources, human relations, inside these companies to combat that type. Because let me tell you something, that's not good for business. You threatening people, you trying to make money, and you ain't finna get the greatest production by doing that. But unfortunately, it is existing. So that is abuse as well. And you don't think that that is not severe as well? You Let me tell you something. We see things happening and then we don't realize where it began. We just say, wow, why did he do that? Why did she do that? What people go into the workplace and shoot it up. People that have worked in certain places take retaliation out on other co-workers. You don't think that happens? It happens. And then they go back and some of them take it out on though their children. They go out and take it out on their spouse. They go out and take it out on their neighbor. You see what I'm saying? So it is, you may think that, oh, it ain't no big deal. Apparently, it affects you. It does affect you to the point that you are taking it out to somebody else. So if it didn't bother you, if it ain't no big deal, then why are you taking it out and displaying it on somebody else? Okay. So you were impacted and you were affected. So don't underestimate or minimize when you have been experiencing abuse in the workplace. Okay. It is just as real as any other abuse. And then you got, let me give you this. This is number one. You have so many social media apps, right? And people are texting at will. And some of them just text stuff and it's mean spirit. And some of the stuff may be real, but they put it out there on the social media, what transpired in your life and with your family and stuff like that. That is abuse because you are putting that's you are intending to hurt. You're not uplifting somebody by putting on the social media what they did or what they didn't do or what you hated about them and on and on and on. That is not uplifting whatsoever. And let me tell you something. And for everybody that chimes in, you somebody that make a comment and then you got 100,000 people that, yeah, you're right. I don't like Mr. Reggie either for blah, 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 blah. You are just as much as guilty. And then we stop and we say, why did this happen? Why did that person go out and commit the acts that they did? Why did that person go and I didn't think that my son would do that. I didn't think my daughter would do that. I didn't think that the neighbor would do that. I didn't. They was had a perfect family. I didn't think, and we wonder why. We ask the question why, but we don't realize that that why that we are asking is based upon what we are doing, hmm, and what we have done and how we collude with each other to continue to do that. So whether I actually text that comment, that statement, and you eventually just put up a thumbs up or one of these emojis and added your word or whatever that you allowed yourself to be known, you are just as much as a part of that person typing that text about somebody out there. So you don't think that people are being affected based upon that? Their livelihoods is being in jeopardy right now. You know what I mean? Relationships is being destroyed, and families is being broken up, and people are committing suicide, and people are going out on these things, going out doing things, and we say, why did that person do that? Or, well, how did she? Let me tell you something. Don't. Let me tell you. When we underestimate um, the power of abuse, we are totally minimizing the effects of how it can be impactful to somebody else. And let me tell you something. We are uniquely created. Listen to the key words. We are uniquely created. However, we have experiences that are going to be nobody's going to experience something that has never been experienced before. Everybody experience, and I'm talking about in the realms of abuse, emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. So in those parameters, somebody out there is and will experience that type of abuse. So to make a long story short, so what we're experiencing is not unique. What's unique is that how we have been impacted because you can have two children in the same household experience the same dynamic, but yet each one of those children are going to have a different interpretation of that experience. I know. It's like my brother. My brother and I were like a night and day, but we was in the same household witnessing a lot of the same different things. So my point is that us being uniquely created, but the experiences, there is somebody out there that's experiencing that type of experience. Okay. However, the uniqueness is that the way that you experience it is not going to be the same exact carbon copy the way somebody else experienced it. That's just not going to happen because we have been created uniquely. So we're going to internalize, we're going to interpret what transpired totally different. And that is the beauty why I started the foundation, because it is about hear me now. It's about listen up. It's about sharing your story. And can't nobody share your story like you can. Nobody. Nobody on the face of this planet. And let me tell you something, it's estimated over 8 billion people in this world. And we know, nobody actually did a thumb tally, but it's estimated that over 8 billion people in the world. Okay. So over 8 billion people in the world, each one of us, over 8 billion people in the world, is going to take something different. That is what brings us together because we all have a voice. We all have an experience. We all have a message. We all have a story. And who is to say that somebody else's story or what they experience should be taken less in account than somebody else's experience? That is not what the I Am Foundation Reach Out LLC represents, stand for. We stand for no judgment. We stand for individuality. We stand for being uniquely created. And we stand for believing in all, especially ones that you don't want to believe in or listen to. They are just as much as deserving. They are just as much as worthy. They are just as much as important. They are just as much as lovable as you are the only people that you want to embrace and consider. Hey, that's love. All right. So that is the beauty about the I Am Foundation, because we are here to spread the love to through from one corner of the earth to the other end. I wrote a book which is called Inspirational Quotes by Reggie Reggie Shook. It's on sale right now. Amazon, Walmart, Barnes and Noble, thrift books, veteran bookstores. However, I am selling autographed copies of my book. Can't nobody else uh, uh, get this book unless he go through me. That it's going to be autographed. So even if you order it online, which is it's a blessing, it's not going to be autographed. So I'm not trying to dissuade you from not getting a book online. What I'm saying is that autographing this book, making it personal to you, to be able to give to yourself, to give it to your friend, to give to your son, your daughter, a pass down. Because who don't need inspiration? Who who don't need inspiration? We all need it. We are human beings. We thirst for inspiration. We thirst for hope, empowerment. We thirst for it. So, inspirational quotes, and these are not paragraphs that you memorize in your head. They are short tidbits to help you to get from one moment to the next moment. I vow that every one of these books being sold, the paperback, the hardback, the paperback, and it's on ebook. I vow to donate 50% of each book being sold to those who have experienced abuse. 50%. So if this book is $10, $5 is going to those who experienced abuse. And then $5, of course, goes right back into the shuffling of the continual flow of the manufacturing of this book. Okay. So I like to read a quote from my book each time that I have this podcast. And I'm new to the podcast, so I don't have like 50 podcasts. I don't have 50,000 followers. I probably don't have not one follower. And I probably, just speaking just to myself. But guess what? I am, by the grace of God, I am still continuing to move forward. I'm still continuing to rise up. I'm still continuing to carry a message and share it. Don't stop me because I don't have 50,000 followers. Okay, so inspirational quotes by Reggie. That's my creative author name. Okay, and if you see it symbolically, you see from one end of the earth to the other end. That's symbolic. Okay, you can't get the whole world on a book. You can, but this is symbolic of the whole world. And you see, one arm is around the next person, around the next person. That means if we band together, and you don't see, or well, we're not going to hug this guy, but we're skipping. So what? How that makes your arms going to be like? It's about reaching and about not straight. Love doesn't have that type of stretch and force to it. Love is natural. Okay. So they are wrapping their arms around each other, and that is called I Am Foundation Reach. And each one of them, they're reaching from one person to the next person. Amen. Because that's love. Oh my God. And it's from one end of the earth to the other end. So symbolically, when you see this book, it's not just spit out there because it looked good. It's a message to everything within this book. We're reaching out from one end of the earth to the other end, and we are sharing that love. Okay, so inspirational quotes. So these are things that they're divinely inspired by the grace of God through me. So there was different moments in my life that were, that I experienced trials and tribulations, and that I suffered, and choices that I made. So I was full of resentments and regret and things of that nature, shame, guilt. But there was triumphs. I went on to college. I uh, went and got my GED and went on to get a 2-year college degree. And some of y'all might like a 2-year college degree. I got a PhD. But for Mr. Reggie, that was a huge feat for me. Somebody that basically kind of like dropped out of school and then decided to say, you know what, I'm going back, and then chose to go back to get my GED. And then, you know what, I want to get a couple of associate degrees. So that's a huge feat for me. So how dare you undermine me and what I done just because you got a PhD? That's the thing that I'm talking about. No judgment zone. So that was huge for me. And so there was different things in my life, and they still are, and so I wanted to share it with the world, and inspiration is the little tidbits that you remember to help motivate you from one moment to the next moment. That's it. That's all. I'm not here for you, with you for the rest of the entire your life. God didn't set us up like that. God set us up that we come and we're going to go. It don't matter who it may be, it's going to involve in our life from the time span that he allows us to live and to the time span that he decides to, take us away. Okay, so small little tidbits for you to reflect on. So there were not just tidbits just when I was going through a crisis or suffering or struggling. There were some milestones that I made in my life, some achievements and triumphs, and motivate you. You utilize that, and that's what people try to reinforce out there. Positive reinforcement. You ever heard that? So there are people out there, they try to reinforce. So if you do something good, let's keep giving them some candy, or let's just keep patting them on the back, because we want to make sure that we continue to promote that and to reinforce that until they are actually living that. So, but this is what this is about, inspirational quotes, and they're small tidbits. So I like to read one, and keep in mind we all have different interpretations. Okay, so I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna give you my interpretation of one. So I just randomly go through the pages. So we're gonna stop here on 149. And I'm going to read the one right here. It says, if we wait on the one thing we want to happen most, guess what? Time wasted. Now, you may be like, Mr. Reggie, what in the world did you just say? It just don't make no sense what you talking about. I'm going to read it again. It says, if we wait on the one thing we want to happen most, guess what? Time wasted. Now, think about it. We go through life and we want to hope that that one thing just happened. Man, I wish my mom and dad would get back together. Or I wish I could win $1 million from the lottery. Or I wish I could have that woman or that guy. Or I wish the world would love me. On and on and on. We just sit back and we just hope and for it to happen, and it never happens. And so all that thought, all that time, all that energy that we put into something thinking, wanting it to happen, never happens. So that energy that you put into that, the time, the effort, the thoughts, the emotions, the finances or whatever, it become wasted because that time you cannot get back. And so now guess what? You've realized now it's time to go to something else. And that's what you do. You decide to go to something else. And unfortunately, let me tell you something. We go through life sometimes and we hope for something, and then next thing you know, 15 years done went past, or 20 years, or 30 years. And you look back and you cannot get that time back. It is gone. It is gone. So now you have to rethink, readjust, recalibrate, rethink on and on and on a new path, a new direction, a new hope, a new beginning, or whatever the case may be. So that is exactly what that means because each and every one of us as a human being, we go through life, and I just use one as an example, but we go through life thinking about many different things we want to happen. Huh, huh. Well, Lord knows I can tell you I want some things to happen right now. I'm telling you. But it's just not happening. Okay. I had experienced identity theft. Okay. And I want, man, I want my money back, and I want the people held accountable for what they did. And I want to be able to live a life of less stress and fear. It's done. Okay. So do I waste my energy in fear? Like, oh, they're gonna do this. What if they blah, blah, blah." And guess what happens? I'm taking myself out of that moment. Taking myself into a realm that is just not natural. We have not been created to lock into all those fears because fears, and when we lock into it, it creates stress. And stress sometimes it can high blood pressure and all these other different types of physical ailments and that we experience. We don't realize what the root is. We always say, why me? Why this? Why that? And we don't even stop the factor, the things that we've done or that we are doing that contributed to the things that we are experiencing right now. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not. There are certain things in life that happens that is beyond our control, you know. And I'm not speaking about those things. I'm speaking about the things that is under control and the things that we take to a whole different level. Listen to the key word. We choose to take to a whole different level outside of what it was, the how we was supposed to been designed to navigate through that. So that's what I love to do. And I really man, I really appreciate each and every one of you. So I thank you. So right now you may see only me right now, and you might be like, "Well, this I don't want to listen to that guy. He ain't got no followers. He don't have no fan base." You know what? But it's not about popularity for me. It's not about trying to get as many followers and all this and that. It's about helping people. You know what I'm saying? So it's about uplifting people and sharing the wealth of love. And listen to the key words: the wealth of love. Hear me now. Hear me now. It's about sharing the wealth of love. And I'm here for the very ones that you don't want to be here to share that love with. I'm here. And I want to give it. And I am giving it because God has created me to be greater than the circumstances, the conditions, the events, and the situations. He has created me. He said, Jesus said, greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. So he said, I go to my father, and my father and I, we become one. And you can do greater things than what I did. Whew, that is, man, that's power. That is power. So what I'm saying is that our situations, I know for me, I take them and magnify them to like something to this or something that's really legit and just and next thing you know, I become consumed in it. I become overwhelmed by it. And then I start experiencing a lot of different side effects in regards to my health. And when I don't realize that if I stop and start looking at things, start unwinding that ball and start realizing, oh, this is connected, this, and that's the reason why I'm experiencing and I'm choosing to experience or choosing to take myself through what I'm taking myself through. So it's amazing. So I love to educate. I love to share that message of hope and inspiration and love with the very ones that you don't want to, even you. So I provide motivational speaking, life coaching, and support services. www.imfoundationreachoutllc.com. You can reach me Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Also, my email, rsilcrp@gmail.com. Phone number 618-373-6707. And so information is out there when you tap into my website and view it and see what my services are. You will also see my book. You will also see that there is donation page that you can donate. Help me to be able to help those who are experiencing various abuses. You don't think that they're going through financial difficulty and hardships right now? Yes, they are. So, and the beauty about what I do is that this is not a moment to moment thing. This is an ongoing thing because everything that we experience, guess what? It becomes a journey. Because once something happens to us, it just don't poof and go away, or we click our heels and it's magically disappeared. This ain't no magical world that we live in. Is with us. And being that is with us, we carrying that for the rest of our life until God decide to bring our life to an end, but we are still carrying it. So do we let it weigh us down and carry us, or do we pick it up and say, I'm rising up. You have no power over me. Get behind me. Get out of my way because the circumstances, the situation, the event experiences that we experiences is just that. We have the power to overcome. You have the power to be able to overcome. You have the power to be able to rise up. You have the power to be able to look your adversity, your circumstance, your situation, your event, your experience in the face and say, you don't define me. I define you. I define it. And so I'm telling you, I'm not, and listen to the key words. I'm telling you with authority, with power, with conviction. I'm telling you, get behind me. Get out of my way. I have things to do. I have people to love. I have gifts to be able to share. I have people that needs me. You know why? Because each and every one of us are uniquely created. So yes, everybody, over 8 billion people in the world, each one of us is needed. Nobody can share the same thing for the rest of their life and it encompasses everything. No, that is not how it works. So, over 8 billion of us, each and every one of us, are uniquely created, and we are going to experience we're going to be impacted by our experiences uniquely. So each and every one of us is needed to be able to reach out, to share with other people, to say, I can relate with what you're going through because I have been through, I'm going through. I might not can express it like you can, but I am going to encourage you to be able to share it the best way that you can because what you got to say, hear me now, is just as much as important as what I have to say or how I choose to say what I need to say. Amen. So I thank each and every one of you. I'm getting ready to cut up out of here. Thank you for allowing me a wonderful opportunity to come before you right now. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for sharing with me. Hear me now.